Hey guys, welcome back to Drew's Forge. Again, it was a delay in videos. Shut up, bird. And I apologize. But I'm in an emotional state now that I can actually talk about it. The first delay in videos where I said I had some family things going on, my mother had passed. And I started to get over that and get back to it. And then my wife's mom passed. And so yeah, it was like a double whammy. So you know, everything kind of slowed down, and I got like 1 or 2 videos out, and then there's been nothing until this one. We actually had, her mom lived in Hawaii. We actually had to fly out there and handle the affairs and do the funeral and everything. We actually just flew in last night. We got home about 2 in the morning. And yeah, so that's where we're at, and I apologize. Like I said, you know, a lot of stuff happening that this and what I enjoy doing had to get set to the side. Family's more important, as you all know. So anyway, this is, what are we on? Part 6 of the Logan Project. The last video we had shaped the handle, and you remember I said I was going to mustard etch the blade to turn it black. It failed. I actually left the mustard on there for like 24 hours and it failed. So I'm probably just gonna have to paint it, but you know, hey, whatever. I've made the guy wait long enough. So also in the last video, we shaped the handle. I drilled the holes for the pins. Okay, so now in this one, we're gonna cut that handle in half. And I left it too far over there for me to reach, but I have some epoxy. We're gonna pin and epoxy it, and the belts I ordered showed up, finally. So we're gonna work on the polish of the blade first, and then I'm gonna cut the handle in half. We're going to epoxy it, pin it, and then start shaping it, and hopefully in this video, I can get this done. That's the goal, so let's get started. So, real quick, these are the belts that I ordered. They start at 150. If you remember, we stopped at 120 on the knife, and go all the way up to this beautifully super fine 1000 grit. So that's going to give the knife a nice finish. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. And that's what I've waited a month and a half for. You know, price was good, but the shipping time sucked, but whatever. Live and learn, right? So we're gonna put on the PPE and get started doing this. And yes, I'm wearing a kilt. It's hot. So I don't know if you saw that. The knife just had its first kill. A spider came walking up on the table and I squished it with the knife. Still see the spider guts. We'll grind it off. Second, you're like, why are you wearing the PPE? The last time that I did some grinding, I had a small piece of metal fly over my glasses, not these, but my everyday glasses, and get into my eye, and it caused some problems. And then I always noticed I had real black snot when I would blow my nose after grinding, and found out that's not good. So we got the dust particle mask, and then some real safety glasses. Let's start grinding. Okay, so we're up to 320 grit, so you can actually see the difference between the bevel and the unground steel. So you can see how that edge is gonna look. I think it's gonna be pretty neat. We're gonna take it all the way up to the 1000, and then once I do the 1000 on it, we're gonna leave it. I'm actually probably just gonna spray paint the blade matte black, and then run it a few more times over the 1000 to get that very distinct look I'm going for. But once we get to the 1,000, we're going to cut our wood, obviously pull the pins out. Cut. Sorry, I have to address this. Somebody sent me a message the other day here on YouTube, and they're like, "This is the worst blacksmith teaching channel ever." This isn't a blacksmith teaching channel. This is my vlog of me journeying down the path of a blacksmith slash apparently bladesmith, because that seems to be everything people want. So to that person, I won't mention your name. I'm sorry that you expected this was a learning channel, but the banner on the top of the page clearly says Drew's Forge, a journey into blacksmithing. Guess reading didn't work for you. So anyway, if you're new and this is your first video, this is not to teach you anything. This is just my journey into blacksmithing. So that's out the way. Let's get back to grinding. Okay, so we just had a belt malfunction. Let me show you here. So that belt's done. Save it though for some hand sanding. Still useful, just not on the machine. It's a safety hazard now. So I guess we'll just jump right up to the last one. This is the 1,000 grit. And that's how the bevels are coming along. See the difference there? So I'm gonna put this on, and while we're doing this, I'll take a moment to say, thanks for watching and all that. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and it all helps. So 1,000 grit, final polish before we paint the blade. Then, oh no, my handle. It got wet. Luckily it's hot. I'll go put it in the sun. We'll be back. But yeah, next just gonna be time-lapse 1,000 grit. Okay, so took it all the way up to the 1,000. You can actually almost see a mirror-like reflection. Now if I gotta order more, like up to like 5,000, 10,000 grit, and this could be a mirror and it would look so beautiful, but I'm still a beginner, so and Logan knows this, so it's okay. It's already got an edge on there, so that's kind of cool. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna cut that handle, and we're gonna pin it, and we're gonna epoxy it, and we're gonna let it set. And then once it's set, we're gonna start sanding the handle. But I gotta paint this first, so I need to go to the store and get some paint. You're not gonna see that. For you, it's gonna be like that fast. But yeah, so that's that. But before I go, we're gonna cut the handle and get them fitted up and run it through a sander a couple times to try to get a good fit here. So that's what's next before we paint the blade and glue everything together. So we're just gonna kind of clamp it in here, not too tight, because obviously I don't want to ruin the wood. So let's get that in there. Come on. There we go. Calipers. So we'll find the center line here. Zero. Alright, so we're on millimeters. We're zeroed out. So we're at 37 millimeters, so that's, we're gonna say that's what, 16.5 is, should be half. No, it's got to be bigger. 17.5. Too far. Hold on, before I do this. So this was 37 millimeters. So we're gonna say half of 30 is 15, half of 7 is 3.5, so we need 18.5 millimeters. 18.5. Whoop, too far. Okay, 18.5 millimeters. And now we will scribe our line. All right. 0. And switch this so I can get a better angle for cutting. Whoa. There we go. Am I still in the frame there? Make sure I'm on that line the whole way. I probably should have done the other side, but it's too late to go back now. YOLO, bitches. I'm trying to be as careful as I can here. Start slow on the scribe line and just keep dragging it until we get a nice little channel. Nope. Just kidding, you're not gonna watch this whole thing. Well, that turned out to be more of a chore, but it's done. You notice this one's a little bit bigger. I got off the line at some point when I was sawing, so it's all right. We're gonna sand it anyway. But yeah, so there they are. The knife will fit like so. Once the pins are in, right now the handle's way too fat. So we're gonna start sanding the insides, get them flush with the knife. Then we'll pin an epoxy, and actually we'll paint, then pin an epoxy, and then we'll start doing the final sanding, and it's gonna be done. So let's start some primal or pre-sand, rough sand, whatever you want to call it. First, all right. Okay, so you see me in the time lapse. I threw the knife back on the grinder because as I'm trying to fit and shape the handle so it fits the blade a little bit. This is just where the fact that I'm a beginner comes in and my lack of experience, but can you see that? There's some gapping. Real bad right there. So that just means I gotta fill it with a lot of epoxy, which sucks, but you know what? It's the first one. Logan knows this, and but yeah, it's starting to feel like a knife. So I gotta run to the store, get some paint. You're not gonna know no better. And then when we get back, it's paint, pin, and epoxy. So yeah. Okay, so you didn't realize it, but I took a break. I left. I painted the knife. So now it's time that we put the handle on. I'm kind of excited because, you know, it's my first one. I did say at the start of this video I was going to put a guard on this, but I never forged it, and now I think it's just too late. So I think it's still going to look like a nice knife. It will have flaws, but it is what it is. But we're going to go ahead and not do a guard. So I'm stoked. I think this thing's going to look awesome. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do right now. We're going to pin and epoxy the handle. Then once that's done, we're going to start shaping the handle, getting it all thinned out and comfortable for the grip. And then we're going to make the back and then the edge. We're going to make that nice and shiny silver. That's why we did that up to 1,000 grit on the bevels. Above the bevel, we're going to leave black. And I'm going to torch and linseed wood the handle. So that's where we're at. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to stop and go get this set up so we can start epoxying and pinning the handle, because that's going to take a bit to dry. And yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so here we are. There are scales, clamps, epoxy, pins, knife, handle scales, epoxy mixing surface. By the way, this is my favorite top ramen. Not spicy, just lime shrimp. Absolutely delicious. If you ever see it, pick it up, try it. They didn't sponsor this video, but maybe somebody will see it and they will. Just a junk spoon to kind of mix everything up. Now, this is 5-minute setting epoxy, so I'm going to have to do this quick. And it bonds to skin in seconds, so that's what the gloves are for. But that's my wedding ring. You got to take that off so the gloves will fit. So we're going to set that right there. Put on my let's do some dishes gloves. Oh no! If I can get them open. They might be a little small. Proctology time. Come on. All right. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to switch it to time lapse, which I can't do now. I have gloves. Shit. Okay, we'll just do it live. So let's see. This is part A. So this is going to be the first part we use. That didn't go so well. I couldn't get the last pin all the way through, and the fighting with it. The epoxy was setting super fast, so I think I need to go with like some 24-hour epoxy, or maybe at least an hour. I'm not gonna buy 5-minute epoxy again. But so what I'm doing right now is I got everything clamped up. Had to substitute a second pin, so this way there's a mechanical hold on both sides. I'm just putting some epoxy in, trying to fill cracks. I got the clamps on, pins are through, and that's that. I ended up ripping the pinky off my glove, so this whole finger is now epoxy. But yay, we did it. No joke, this stuff sets fast and gets everywhere. I mean, everywhere. I got it on my finger somehow. I could feel it. I got it on my neck. I had to use a hammer to drive the pins a little bit. Yeah, everywhere. So, put my wedding ring back on. So it's setting. And once it's set, we're going to start shaping the handle. We're going to clip the pins, shape the handle, and then and go from there. So, yeah. See you in about 5 minutes. So okay, so here we are. I clipped the pins. See, the epoxy's pretty much set. Oops, I can fix that later because we're about to start shaping everything, and then I could tape the handle part up, and then repaint that before I bring the edge back. So that's where we're at. Let's get to shaping. Okay, so lost a lot of footage. Luckily, it was just me sanding, but here we are. There's the knife, the handle, not done. We're gonna do some more sanding on it. It's still a little uneven, but it is shaping up. The shape I'm going for, still a little wide. I want to bring this down more of an oval, but yeah, it's light, feels good, and then we're gonna make that part silver, make this back part silver so it matches here. Look at that. So yeah, you can see you got a little bump there. This side's a little bit thicker than that side, but that's okay. It's okay, I'm gonna fix that. So it's more grinding, and then we'll put the edge on it, and the Logan Project's gonna be done. I can't wait to give it to him. I might even film that. I'm probably gonna film that. I am gonna film that. That's gonna be great. So let's get to some more finish work and making this thing look pretty. So, trying to get what I thought I was, or what I'm trying to go for. I'm sorry, I'm hurt, but the paint is smearing. It's giving it a unique look. I'm digging it, but it's not quite what I was going for. Tried to wipe the paint off. Haven't even sharpened it yet. This thing's gonna be wicked sharp. So yeah, that just bit me. I'm gonna go plug this up. We'll be back. Okay, so got a band-aid for my boo-boo. This is where we're at. Like I said, I dig that, but I want the edge shinier, so I'm gonna do some hand sanding on it. I'm not gonna film it. You guys just watched long enough. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do now. Is just kind of, so you see, I just did that part real quick. I'm gonna be couple minutes and then we'll get back, finish the handle up, and the project's done. Okay, so here we go with the hand sanding. See, I got all the paint, kind of the look I was going for. So now we're gonna torch the handle. Let me get that set up. All right, so let's torch this handle. I love the smell of burning wood. Check that out. I think that looks pretty nice. Now we'll throw some linseed oil on there. And then Logan, buddy, your knife is done. Look at that. This knife has already had its first kill, tasted blood, been used to cut something, me, and now used as a tool. Everything that people want to use knives for. So, oh yeah, that's looking nice. Oh, buddy. Then put a little on the blade so it don't rust. And there we are. The Logan Project is finished. A lot of hard work went into this. I learned a ton from doing this. But yeah, I mean, there's some flaws, but you know, I'm a beginner. But I think that looks pretty badass. Hopefully he likes it. I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna go back to work tomorrow. But yeah, so the next part you see will be me revealing the knife to Logan. God, I hope he likes this. All right. Oh yeah, look at it. Can't wait for tomorrow. Well, Logan isn't at work, so he's off for the next week, so there won't be the filming, but this is the end of the video. As always, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. All right.